Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sports Breakdown once again. So today we are going to do a short video on New Zealand versus Sri Lanka 2020 series that happened recently. I couldn't do that. I couldn't cover that because of the IPL that is going on, but I really want to cover this through a recorded video. So I think you guys will be watching it later. So yeah, we'll be discussing on that. We will be discussing on what's going to happen next to Sri Lanka cricket because right now we're obviously going to go for ODI World Cup qualifiers. I couldn't even cover the ODI series after the first ODI. I was so frustrated with how the team performed. And yeah, anyways, we have to accept the fate. We have to accept what's really happening at Sri Lanka cricket. This is really serious stuff right now. So we'll be discussing about the ODI World Cup qualifiers that we'll have to face. Plus cricketers going to IPL. Sri Lankan cricketers going to IPL. So we will be discussing about that as well. But first of all, let's us discuss about the recent Sri Lanka versus New Zealand series. Yeah, let's discuss about it. So, first 2020, I think it was a tied match, and Sri Lanka won that super over. I think talking about this match, I think Sri Lanka put up a very good score. First of all, 196 for the loss of 5 wickets. That was a really good score from Sri Lanka. I think there's no doubt that was a very good score being put up by Sri Lanka. Yeah, I think that was a very I mean 196. I mean you cannot argue with 196, right? I mean that was a good score put up by Sri Lanka. I think Charith Asalanka batted really well in that match. හිතනවා හොඳට බැට් කරා wanidnuhasaranga හොඳට ඉවර කරා finish innings වැදගත් ඉනිමක් මේ කුසල් පෙරේරා ගැව්වා. කුසල් පෙරේරා played 53 of 45. මං හිතන්නේ ඒක ගොඩක් වැදගත්. ඒ partnership එක මං හිතන්නේ කුසල් පෙරේරා උයි චරිත අසලංක තමයි මේ හතරවෙනි කදුලට හොඳ විශිෂ්ට පාර්ට්නර්ෂිප් එකක් මං හිතනවා 103ක් ඒ පාර්ට්නර්ෂිප් එක. ඉතින් ඒක ගොඩාක් වැදගත් මං හිතනවා. ඉතින් ඔව් හොඳ ෆිනිෂ් එකක් wanidnuhasaranga ගැව්වේ. wanidnuhasaranga ඒ වගේ ගැව්වොත් IPL එකේ මං හිතනවා he'll be a very impactful player for RCB. මං හිතනවා මේ එයා මේ වගේ innings මේ cameos ගැව්වොත් මං හිතනවා නිව්සීලන්ත අපි දන්නවා ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇඩම් මිල් පන්දු වැව්වා. එච්චර ස්ට්‍රෝං ටීම් එකක් නෑ. ලිස්ටුයි ශිප්ලි මේ නිව්සීලන්ඩ් B ටීම් තමයි මේ ගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක් කියන්නේ. හැබැයි ඇඩම් මිල් හොඳට අපි දන්නවා ඇඩම් මිල් ප්ලේ කරනවා නිව්සීලන්ඩ් මේ ෆස්ට් ටීම් එකට. ඉෂෝදී ජිමිනීෂම් මේ වගේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ඉන්නවා තාමත් මේ නවසීලන්ත කණ්ඩායම. හොඳ innings එකක් ගැව්වා ඩේරියල් මිචල්. second innings එකේ 66ක් ගැව්වා. So that was good. So 196, it was a tie. And then Sri Lanka, Mahesh Deekshana මං හිතනවා brilliantly in 1 for 22 of 4. wanidnuhasaranga should be credited. 2 for 30 of 4 overs. Both of them bowled really well in the first 2020. මං හිතනවා ඒකයි මේ අපිට දිනන්න chance එක වැඩි වුණේ. ඔව් ඒක හොඳ win එකක් Sri Lanka කණ්ඩායමට. first win in the series also. So that is good to also see. Let's go to the second 2020 at Dandila. Is Dunedin. Yes. All right. Second 2020, all out for 141 Sri Lanka. That was not good at all. I think Adam Mill picked up 5 wickets. Adam Mill, guys, ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා නවසීලන්තේ B කණ්ඩායමක්. හැබැයි Adam Mill කියන්නේ he has played in the IPL, he has played in all the franchise leagues in the world, played in the New Zealand I mean A team, I mean the strong team, and Adam Mill is right now not having IPL contract. So we cannot say this is a New Zealand B team, as even though I've said in the banner, yes, certain players are New Zealand B players, but there are some players who actually play for the national team and who are in the strongest playing 11. And Adam Mill is one of them who is always considered there in the top fast bowlers in limited overs. Adam Mill මං හිතනවා ගොඩක් හොඳට පන්දු යවුවා. ඒ second 2020 එකේ මං හිතන්නේ Sri Lankan batters were clueless against these players, especially Kusal Pereira once again top scored with Dhananjay De Silva top scored with 37. Kusal Pereira scored 35. I think බලන්න මේ issue with Sri Lanka is the middle order. Middle order එක step up කරන්න ඕන. Step up වුණේ නැත්නම් මං හිතන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට ගොඩක් දුර යන්න බෑ. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට. ඉතින් මේ partnerships අපි බලමු චුට්ටක් partnerships there is oh මේ 62-run partnership between Dhananjay De Silva and Kusal Pereira. After that, just see no partnerships whatsoever. Just the opening partnership only within Kusalmendis and Pathum only 18. Anything කියන්නේ ඉතින් බැට්ස්මන්ලා හරියට ගහන්න ඕන. බැට්ස්මන් හරියට ගැව්වේ නැත්නම් ඉතින් ওই වගේ ස්කෝර්ස් එනවා. ඉතින් 141ක් ඉතින් කොහොමත් මදි. It's not enough at all. On this cracks in New Zealand 141 is definitely not enough. Definitely not enough. So that is not a good sign, I feel. Yeah, again, Adam Milne 5 wicket haul. He did really well. And then New Zealand coming to their versus scroll through for them, and just see these figures. It's terrible to even see this. See, Hasaranga only bowled well, 0 for 22 of 3 overs. Now, a lot of criticism is coming for wanidnuhasaranga. Okay, I mean, even I was watching now the Sanat show, okay, on Newswire and all. They are also saying that wanidnuhasaranga is not economical. He's conceding runs. Yeah, Hasaranga, obviously in these pitches in Sena conditions in New Zealand, you cannot expect spinners to get 5 wicket hauls. The fast bowlers have to step up. If the fast bowlers are not stepping up, how are you going to expect a Mahesh Theekshana or Hasaranga to do the damage, do the turmoil for Sri Lanka game for the New Zealand batters? This fast bowlers need to step up. Chamika Karuratne first match conceded 12 runs economy. Then this where Dilshan Madhushanka, both the 2020s now, what we are seeing, he has considered above 15 economy. Kasundari the 12 above 12. So all these fast bowlers have gone about 10 economy, and we are criticizing on wanidnuhasaranga not picking up because that's just ridiculous. I'm telling to certain journalists and all who are criticizing Hasaranga. First of all, go and check the stats of the fast bowlers before talk about the economy. How these fast bowlers have been conceding before going and criticizing Hasaranga the way that they are bowling. If they are not bowling properly, then how can you go and criticize a bowler like Hasaranga? And where is where is this Lahirukumara? Dropped in the second 2020. See how we performed in the third 2020, as we are going to discuss about the third. Now, if you don't give consistent runs to fast bowlers, what are you going to expect? We are going to expect these players to lose. The team to lose. You need to give them consistent runs. Lahirukumara is a speed runner for Sri Lanka. He is a premium fast bowler for Sri Lanka cricket. Yes, what happened in the previous years, yes, cannot forgive him for that, but he's learned from that. We've seen that in the third 2020. And if you don't give them persistent chances, you cannot expect them to perform in every match, you know. So that's what I feel. In my opinion, that's how I feel about what's happening right now with Sri Lanka cricket. අපි බලමු third 2020 එක. Yeah, so talking about third 2020, 182 for 6 ගැව්වේ අපි 20 overs වලින්. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා 180 කියන්නේ හොඳ target score එකක්. ඒක I mean, yeah, last over I think we only scored 3 runs if I'm not mistaken. So talking about the third 2020, 182 is a good score. On that track at Hamilton, I think 182 is good enough. I mean, maybe 190 would have been perfect, but 182 was par. This is a score that Sri Lanka could have defended, 182. But all right, coming to the innings, I think Kusalmendis honda innings එක ගැවුවා 73ක් මං හිතන්නේ ආයෙත් ගැවුවා ඊයේ 6 4s 3 5 6s I think ඊයේ. Kusalmendis ඉන්නේ හොඳ ෆෝම් එකෙන්. ඒක ප්‍රිසර්ව් කරන්න ඕනේ. යාගේ ෆෝම් එක ODI මං හිතන්නේ යාට ඕපන් කරන්න ඕන. because number 3 යාවම එයා struggle කරනවාමයි both 2020 and ODI. ඒක Sri Lankan selectors ලා Chris Silverwood needs to see that Kusalmendis does well in the power plays when there is fielding restrictions in the first 10 overs in ODI and the first 6 overs in 2020. I hope the Sri Lankan management can understand that Kusalmendis needs to open. Meanwhile, Pathum Nisanka, yes, he's doing well. But I feel Kusal Pereira can do even more if he opens. Now he's playing well at number 3, yes. But right now for the team, for the 2024-2020 World Cup, strike rate of Pathum Nisanka is a big concern for me. 100, 120, that is not good. Even though you're scoring runs, you need to score those runs at a quicker rate. This is 2020 cricket, this is not ODI cricket. ODI cricket, Pathum Nisanka is perfect. Even test. 2020 strike rate matters a lot. 130, 140, you need to have that consistent strike rate. If you don't have that, Sri Lanka can't go to 200. And when there are players like Kusal Pereira there who's batting at number 3, you can utilize them to open. Bring Nisanka at number 3. Nisanka can play as an anchor. The number 3 player usually can hold the innings until the end. Openers, meanwhile, have a task to obviously accelerate that strike rate, get it to 130, 140. So utilize a player like Kusal Pereira and get those runs quickly, and then bring in a Pathum Nisanka who feels very comfortable, obviously, to play that role, because he's not going to accelerate at 140, 150. But there's players like Kusal Pereira who can. So you need to utilize them more. Plus, මම හිතනවා one suggestion මම කියනවා බානුක රාජපක්ෂ ආයිත් එන්න ඕන මේ කණ්ඩායමට. බානුක රාජපක්ෂ මං හිතන්නේ that's why I'm saying Nisanka might lose his place actually, because Kusal Pereira හොඳට ගහනවා දැන් නම්බර 3. එයා ඕපන් කරොත් මම හිතනවා බානුක රාජපක්ෂගේ ෆෝම් එක ගහන්නේ IPL එකේ පංජාබ් කිංස්, ඒක යුටිලයිස් කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකන් ක්‍රිකට් ටීම් එකට. මම දන්නේ ඇයි මෙයා 2020 ස්ක්වොඩ් එකවත් නැත්තේ. Bhanuka Rajapaksa. I was surprised. I was absolutely surprised. Okay, ODIs, I understand why he's not in the squad, but 2020 cricket, he should be in the playing 11. Even whatever form Bhanuka is in, you need to give him consistent runs. If you don't give him consistent runs, then he obviously, he's not going to perform. So put him in the playing 11. 182, maybe 7 or 8 runs short, but 182 could have been defended. And seeing the bowling, I think Lister did well. I think yesterday, Sodhi did for his 4 overs. Henry, as usual, has done well in all 3 formats against Sri Lanka. Talking about the New Zealand innings, they were cruising. If I'm not mistaken, they were 178 for 3, and they needed 6 runs to win. But we saw that inexperience from New Zealand. Which is where they struggled at the end. That's where they lost wickets. And that is where, I mean, Kumara did his job. I mean, 3 wickets. I think he got 3 wickets off his last week. Cannot complain. 10 runs to defend, and he brought it to the 5th ball, at least in the final over. I mean, yeah, New Zealand won. First delivery could have been better. It was a slow delivery, I think, to the slot. And I think Chapman hit that for a 6. That could have been better, that delivery. But otherwise, I mean, it was a good over from Kumara. I think he has learned from his mistakes. That is good to see. That is, I am telling Kumara should play more franchise cricket. Now, that is good that he went to UAE last, January, and played that T20 for Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. He's learned something. That is why he's performing in the death overs. He has learned something. I mean, even though his economy is 9.91, I think he has learned something to bowl at the death. I was impressed with how Kumara bowled, even though, yeah, we lost to a B team perhaps, so even whatever New Zealand team they brought up with. True. But, see, I mean, he's done what he can. Hasaranga, he had an off day. You cannot complain about Hasaranga. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, one off game, you cannot say Hasaranga is not suited for 2020 cricket. That is ridiculous. These things happen. For any bowler, they can have off day. Even Rashid Khan has off day at times. So these things happen, Coming back, Seifert should have been got out early. There should have been a plan to get Seifert out. I think we didn't execute that properly. මම හිතනවා ඒක execute කරේ නෑ හරියට. Madhushan හොඳට පන්දු යවුවා. I mean, Madhushan was okay through the series. Rajithat was not bad. I mean, the bowling attack was not bad yesterday. 5 bowlers used. I felt this Dasun Shanaka doesn't utilize himself. Mama hitano Dasun Shanaka 4 overs bowl karana puluwan. මේක ඇයි බෝල් කරනවා මන් දන්නේ දසුන් ශානක ඇයි මේ all-rounder කෙනෙක් වගේ බෝල් කරන්න බැරි කියලා මටත් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ශානක easily can bowl 2 overs or 3 overs at least. That is useful with the way that he's bowling right now in the first two 2020s, and then in the ODI series also he bowled. He was bowling well. Why don't you utilize Shanaka himself? He should utilize himself and bowl some overs. That could have been useful. So yeah, ඉතින් ඕව තමයි වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් සීරීස් එක පරාදයි කොහොමවත් ඒවා ඉතින් වෙනවා. I mean, can't help. We lost all 3 series. We need to accept where Sri Lanka are right now. So talking about 2020, Tim Seifert got the most runs, 167. Kusal Pereira had a very good series, 60 average in 3 innings. Kusalmendis also had a good average, 36 in 3 innings. Highest, this is where the concern is. See this, to Lahirukumarabowling 3 wickets in 1 innings. That is a big concern, I feel, for Sri Lanka. 3 wickets only has been, so there hasn't been a proper wicket taker. And Pramod Madushan has had the highest impact wickets. Kusal Pereira has had the highest, Kusalmendis has had the highest impact runs. And total impact, Kusalmendis is in second. The biggest concern for me is no one's picking up wickets. It's a big concern, in my opinion. So, yeah. So, that is it. So, yeah, can't help, guys. We lost that series. It's not like we are going to... I mean, we tried our best. I know there were players missing for New Zealand. Kane Williamson, Tim Southee, Lockie Ferguson, Trent Bolt. Trent Bolt doesn't have the contracts. Obviously, he's not playing. Then I think... what else? So yeah, so I think those things happen. So it's not normal. So I mean, yeah, so can't help, guys. I mean, we did what we can. So yeah. All right, guys. So let's get into a serious note. Let's talk about the ICC ODI World Cup qualifiers that Sri Lanka have to play, because this is very serious stuff for Sri Lanka right now. There's no joke right now. I think it's starting on June 9th. මං හිතන්නේ June 9th පටන් ගන්න. Sorry. 18 June. 18 June තමයි මේ ICC Men's Cricket World Cup qualifiers Zimbabwe පටන් ගන්නෙ. Wait, give me a second if I can share screen. Yeah. All right. So so Super League එකේ 12 full members තියෙනවා. WCA championship winners, they all got host, top 7 and top 5. So now we have to play these qualifiers, and right now I think West Indies, Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe, Netherlands are in the Super 5. League 2, we have Scotland, Oman and Nepal over there, and then you have United States and UAE. So not going to be easy for Sri Lanka. There is group table of 5 in each group, and then after that there is a playoff also. I think then there is a Super Sixers, and then there is a final. So this is serious stuff for Sri Lanka. I'm telling you, this is serious. In Zimbabwe, they can't take this as a joke. Sri Lanka, obviously, either South Africa or Ireland will be joining these tables. Ireland has to beat Bangladesh 3-0 to avoid it, I think, the qualifiers. If not, they'll have to go for the qualifiers. So, yeah, I mean, this is serious stuff right now for Sri Lanka. So, yeah, so can't help about that. We cannot be complaining about being in ICC ODI qualifiers. I think after 41 years, Sri Lanka are in a ICC qualifiers also. 1979 was the last time. So I think after 43 years or something, we are in a ICC World Cup qualifiers. So cannot be helped. Yeah. So we have to accept where Sri Lanka are in ODI cricket. As I said, Sri Lanka, මං හිතන්නේ Sri Lanka cricket weakest format එක ODI cricket. ODI wicket cricket තමයි අපේ හොඳ නැති format එක. කියන්න ඕන. ඒක accept කරන්න ඕන. 2020 සුත් හොඳට ගැව්වා මං හිතනවා නිව්සීලන්ඩ් පැරදුනත් අපි හොඳට ගැව්වා ඒ series එක. We fought until the end somehow, and then test series it was a very close first test match, and then second test match we didn't perform up to expectations. I think Eva Venom, I think Sri Lanka, but ODI was a disappointment. ODI series was a pure disappointment. All right, let's go to this final segment, and this is Ireland 2. Sorry, not final segment. There's one more week. Ireland 2 of Sri Lanka. I think there's 2 test series here in Gaul. Squads haven't been announced. Okay, Ireland have announced their squad, so they are bringing in Andrew Belbin will be captain. Murray Cummins, Harry Tector, Paul Sterling is there. Curtis Kemper, Fionn Hand, Lachlan Tucker. The bowlers are George Dockrell, Graham Hume, Andy McBreen, Mark Adair, Benjamin White. That's the Ireland squad. So මම හිතනවා මේක 1 test to 3 ODIs දාන තිබ්බ series එකක්. මේක not 2 test matches. We have a ICC ODI World Cup qualifiers coming up just because the Sri Lankan Cricket Board had to listen to what Angelo Matthews had to say to bring in more tests. Doesn't mean that we are going to Sri Lanka Cricket Board has to put 2 test matches. This is a ridiculous thing that Sri Lanka cricket has done. At the moment we need ODI matches. 1 test and 3 ODIs, that's perfectly fine. I mean, 1 test match anyways, but 2 test matches with no ODIs didn't make sense. Didn't make sense at all. I also don't understand, and that was wrongly done by Sri Lanka cricket, I feel. So ඒක වැරද්දක් මං හිතනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් කරේ මේ පික්චර්ස් මේ ස්කෙඩියුල් එකේ. ඉතින් ඒක ඇක්සෙප්ට් කරන්න වෙනවා. Yeah. And final thing before we end this, about I think IPL. Let's talk about IPL. Obviously, Dasun Shanaka joining the Gujarat Titans. I think that is great news. I think I put a short also about this as well on Dasun Shanaka replacing Kane Williamson for Gujarat Titans. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා ශානක ගහයි කියලා. ටීම් එකට හෙට අපි ආරංචිය wanidnuhasaranga ඉන්නවා Royal Challengers Bangalore කණ්ඩායමට. He's coming today, I think, to India. So Hasaranga will be available for RCB tomorrow. Then I think Shanaka I think will play for Gujarat. I think Josh Little will be dropped, and Dasun Shanaka will be brought in for Sri Lanka. Sorry, for Gujarat Titans, and he'll be there. Mahesh Teakshan will definitely be in the playing 11 with how he's performed against New Zealand. So I feel he'll be part of Chennai. Matisha will get his chance as well. And then Banuk obviously has got his chance for Punjab. So all 5 cricketers right now are there. Kusalmendis, if another batsman gets injured, I think Kusalmendis can be considered with how he's performing right now in the IPL. For Sri Lanka cricket. He played for Pretoria Capitals. He played really well in the SA20. Another player to watch out. Dushman Chamira unfortunately is injured, so I don't think any IPL team will consider him. So good to see 5 Sri Lankans in the IPL this year. I hope Dasun Shanaka will be retained by Gujarat Titans. If he capitalizes his performances in IPL 2023, if he performs well this year, then he'll be retained. So I hope he gets into the playing 11 first of all, because there's a lot of finishers there. David Miller, Rashid Khan, Azari Joseph, I think they are fixed. Josh Little is there, Noor Ahmad is there, Odion Smith is there, another finisher. So now they've got in Dasun Shanaka. Kane Williamson could be retained next year. So let's see. I hope Dasun Shanaka, if he gets his chance, for him to do his best. I wish him all the best from the Sports Breakdown. And yeah, so that is it, guys. Please do subscribe to Sports Breakdown, like, comment, and share. This is just a short video. I think it went for 25 minutes, but still, guys, go like, comment, and share. We'll be coming back with more news on Sri Lanka cricket. We won't be avoiding Sri Lanka cricket. We'll be doing a preview of Sri Lanka versus Ireland Test series coming up after the new year. So do stay tuned, guys, and do check out our IPL content. Do subscribe to Sportanic because I'm working there for IPL content. So do watch their videos as well. And yeah, guys, see you in the